Excavation complete. Elevation to production terminal Victor restored.
And welcome back to Tectonica. We are headed for Victor.
I never got the chance to thank you for getting me out of that facility. I appreciate it. At the time, it seemed like the best thing to do was focus on work, not get caught up in thinking about anything else. I've tried to stay sharp for both of us, but now that we're almost back to the main line, I'll admit it. I was terrified. It'd be good to see some friendly faces, and a few thousand twinkling lights. I'm sure you've got people there too.
Okay, so we've arrived at Victor. I'm going to clean up a little bit outside the elevator here. First thing I notice is we have all of these purple inserters. These are filter inserters. I want to get them scanned so we can start making them. And also, as I scan them, I'm picking up some ingredients. That's always good. So T, this is saying we need to unlock this. I need more purple thingies. Yeah, I really need them. I mean, it's going to keep pointing that out to me until I finish it. So let's actually go and fill that in. But here we are at Victor. While those are making, clear off the beach a little bit. Now, if we wait too long, Sparks is going to get impatient, so let's head that direction. I'll put down some purple thingies when they're made. You don't want to let the mole overheat, because if the heat goes above 100%, you can't use it again until you let it cool all the way down, and it cools down slower after it overheats.
I don't understand. A factory the size of a city is supposed to be here. It was right here. I know it was. Where is everybody?
Well, there's a lot of stuff to scan here. That gets me assemblers. Let's go check out Victor. We've got some goodies in the boxes. So Victor wants crank generators and assemblers.
Signal is trying to reach out to 100 facilities that might not exist anymore. If we can repair it, we might be able to decipher where those facilities are located. And if we can keep that elevator moving, we might be able to save the crew. Take a look around and see if you can find anything to accelerate your excavator bit production. Doing that and fixing this PT are your only priorities right now.
Okay, excavator bits. We got a bunch of things we scanned. It wanted us to open the journal somewhere. So we have some jobs. Oops. J. So crank generator orientation, and these recommended NTOs, they're great for learning how to use it to begin with. I'm going to leave them off. Primary work order is place an assembler and a crank generator on a calcite platform. I think I want to extend my calcite floors over there. I picked up a bunch of them. You can see them here. There. So we've got some, let's see, 5x5s and 3x3s and 1x1 stairs and pillars. So I think I can take the 5x5s from here over that way. Let's see where they wind up on the elevator. And I'm going to drag this out like this.
Task inbound. Colosite platforms. Construct to conduct electricity between crank generators and machines.
Okay, and let's drill through here. Leave you a little margin on each side of the 5x5. So this will be my walkway. And that just happens to line up perfectly. How about that? So if I had some generators, I could put them on here along with an assembler if I had an assembler. Let's give ourselves some room here. It looks like we've got a bunch of stuff we can scan here. Let's take a look. So there's water wheels. So it's water wheels and assemblers. And that's kind of what we're scanning here. So the water wheels will help us get power going. Oh, excuse me, crank generators, not water wheels. That comes later. Any other goodies to scan? I think I'm going to make all of the purple pods that I can. Get this scanned, and we're going to go back and pick up some ingots and move some stuff around if we need to. So here we have a big old hunk of iron. I'll have to dig that out. That will do shortly. And we have a big old hunk of copper over there. And we've got a light leading us back here into this cavern. During early access, you could dig north and up from this cavern, and it would take you to Hydro, but we're not there anymore. Now, if you look on the mini map, you see that there is a limestone area down below us. Now, it will show us any ores that are open to the air, even if we can't get there. So there's a big cavern down there, and there's limestone down there. There's also limestone over there, which we're going to take a look at. And this looks like it's the other side of the copper that we could see from the lakeside. So that will get punched through. I think we scanned everything. Let's go get some resources. Give ourselves a bit of a haircut here. There's a stairway going down here. Where's this go? Okay, this is fast travel, but it's, locked Nexus name, Victor Nexus, and apparently we don't know anywhere else to go. Okay, that's fine. We could scan this all down, but I want to leave it for now. Actually, instead of just leaving it, let's scan down the light sticks, and I'm going to place fresh ones here. There. Because the rest of that is in good shape. Okay, let's go get some ingots.
This elevator can do more than help you get around, Breaker. You can also configure the ports on it to move goods between floors. Try bringing some iron and copper up from Lima to Victor.
Oh, that's a good idea. So to bring it up, I'm going to need to use belts to bring the stuff back to here, and inserters to put it into the elevator. And then I'll need filter inserters so I can separate out the copper from the iron. We do need to make a lot more of our purple thingies. Let's place the ones we've got. Okay. So what can we open up? We got up through T4. Synthesis, we can unlock assemblers. That's good. We need those. We need the filter inserters. We need crank connect. Crank generators, we put down one and a second one next to it. Normally you'd have to touch them both to get 10 minutes of power. If we crank connect, their axles connect up and you can put down a whole line and just hit one of them. And we're going to open these up just because we can. Now, Tab is saying we need to make some of those. Well, that's true, we do. I'm going to need a bunch of them. I'm actually going to need 12.
Those filter inserters require electricity, Breaker, and you don't have any. Before you build one, make sure it's on a calcite platform that it shares with a crank generator. And make sure the crank generator is running.
Let's get the ore moved and pick up our ingots. And I think my first thing I need to do actually is finish automating this area. Because we are going to run out of stuff very quickly. So with that in mind, I'm also going to need long inserters. I'm going to need 10 of them. And I'm probably going to need more of those guys. Let's get this stuff picked up. Now, long term, these belts are going to head back to the elevator. I will have to dig that out. But for now, fuel is going to come in. Fuel's going to come in from the middle there. Yeah. Make some extra ones of those. So the fuel will come up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hub in here eventually, but for right now we'll leave it we'll leave this not a hub, so we won't be sending the fuel out, but we'll be able to run the belts. These guys are going to be receiving ore. Just like that. It'd be nice if I could receive the ore from the inside along here. Like that. But that puts it reversed from what we need. Hold on. If I do it this way. No, let's not have this pick up from a corner. I don't like the way that looks. There we go. And the ore comes out like that. There we go. We still have a bunch of belts we can place. We're good. Let's get some fuel put onto this guy. We're potentially going to need quite a lot. Not sure how much we need right now, but I am going to set up to do the most I can do without power. You're going to get all the fuel. In fact, I am going to pick up all of my fuel from all of these guys. Such as it is. We are going to have to go harvest some more fuel. Well, that's easy enough. Need a place to put some limestone. I do have a bunch of ore on me now. We'll spread the ore out when we get a chance. Okay, so you are set up. We're not going to do the miners yet until we have all of our ore arranged. Okay, so this guy's going to come to here and go over and come up to, oops. Let's start from this end. There we go. And we had enough belts. I was afraid I was going to have to stop in the middle of all that and make more belts. So everybody's getting fuel. I need to split my stuff the proper number of ways. Let's see, iron down here. Split it 4 ways. $100 each. Let me see if I can keep them level this time. There we go. So there's the iron. Same thing with the copper. Okay. Copper side. Boom. 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 Iron. Boom. Boom. And boom. And it'll take a while before those are done. I am going to need to get more plant matter. I haven't done the typical thing where offline I will go tear up all of the plant matter, so we'll just have to do some of it right now. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is pause the recording, pick up all of the plant matter I can find both here and on Victor, and bring it back. I will be back in a moment. And we're back. I have collected quite a lot of plant matter. So let's drop it in. At this point, we should have smelted up all of the ore that we had on hand, and I can release the fuel to go to the miners. Next step is I want to extend my belts, so instead of picking up fuel here and delivering the ingots here, I want to pick up fuel from the freight elevator and deliver my fuel to the freight elevator. So these are all going to go to 2. The way this works is you can pull out of your own level and you can put into any other level. And normally when you pull out of a level, pull out of your own level, you want to do it with a filter inserter. So I'm going to reserve these 2 walls for our production of iron and copper ingots, which is going to go all to the 2nd floor for now. We're not actually going to use the whole thing. I need to make some more inserters. Let's see, I need 4 of these to move a belt. So I'm going to use 4 of them to pull plant matter out of the elevator here, and 4 each for copper and iron on the next floor up. So we've got enough of those. And we're going to need a lot of belts. Let's start off with 6 of these. That's enough for a full belt. And it's total overkill. 1 of them would be enough for our current production. So basically what I want to do is have it come out like that. Let's bring it in from there. Just like that. So there's our 2 kinds of ingots. Bad planning, we really want them to come out on the left-hand side, but I do need a way to get through here any way I do it. Time to diggy hole out here. Oh, that's right, we've got Victor in the way here. Well, we'll have to make it work. I think if I want to walk, I'm going to have to do it easily. Let's see here. So you're going to need to come to here and go over and around. Bring you through there. So for our fuel,
Task inbound. Filter inserters. Must be configured to transfer materials and products of a selected type. Electrical power required.
Filter inserters will do a lot to help you manage your elevator inventories, as well as machines that produce multiple output types. You might not want to have different things spitting out to the same line or getting pulled into the same ports. Try interacting with the filter inserter to tell it exactly what you want it to move.
there. These are probably right. I want my copper to come in from this side. We're going to need to get some. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That. So our copper ingots are going to get pushed in there. This belt will handle up to 120. Currently, we're going to run between 8 and 12. This is going to be bringing our grass in. I like doing vertical belts, but in this case, I think let's keep it ground level so I can walk over it. Bring you here. Oh, I need more of those. And we need to set up power. Now, in the process of scanning my way through, I did get 8 crank generators. Let's put them up on Victor. Oh, we're going to be putting some boxes out. Like there. My power, I'm going to put way over here. We only need to hit well, we need to hit it every 10 minutes early.
Crank generator. Place on platform and activate with manual or automated rotation to produce electricity.
So I've already
Platforms to elevator for transfer of energy between floors.
I've already unlocked the technology that links them up, so we hit the whole thing once and they all go. So that gets us yeah, 1,200 kilowatts. And soon we will be upgrading that to be more. Now here, I have some things going on. I want to have fuel served in like that. And going on that direction. I want to have ingots of one sort coming out there and ingots of another sort coming out there. So our boxes will go along here. First box will be of grass. So you go there.
Your stuff has places to go and machines to meet, Breaker. Keep building those conveyor belts.
And this is going to be providing to floor 1. There, turn, in, and split. So we now have fuel at the elevator. Which is going to start fueling everybody up real soon. I have 2 inserters. I'm going to need, let's see, 2, 4, 8 for each of the boxes. So that's 16. I've got 1 extra at this point. Yeah, and the rest of it all becomes conveyors. I'm just going to bring it right past there, just like that. And this has to direct your output to floor number 1. Nope, to floor number 2. Sorry. Keep forgetting where I am. Okay, so copper ingots and iron ingots. Are we ready to go? I think this is all hooked up on this floor. That's my limestone cache, which I don't need to leave down here. And I'm going to grab all of my science and I'm going to place it up at Victor.
You've got a problem. Your research core count just slipped into negative digits. Open up your tech tree to see what I mean. You won't be able to activate new tech until you place enough cores to climb out of that hole. I'd suggest you start climbing.
Okay. Yeah, you can pick up the cores. You don't lose the technology. You just can't open up anything until you make up the deficit. So we're going to bring you around. And you're going to be picking up from here. And you are the lower one, which means I want you to be iron ingots. 30 each, so that's 60. That's 120. Oops. It's easier to copy paste if I start by putting down the correct recipe in the first one. And here we're going to go vertical. And I am out of belts, aren't I? So I'm going to be taking belt. No, I need one more. This is too close. Now I can pick up the whole thing if I put something out here so that I've got a rectangular area. Nope, I don't have, my area isn't big enough yet. So as we come through here, this guy needs to come in like that. bring him out here so we know how far we're coming. And the next guy comes in from here. Like that. And now we can put our inserters out. And now all we need is all of our belts. And of course, at this point, we are out of ingots. I should have left Lima putting iron in the box. Oh, I did. Well, that's good. Let's double up on that. So we'll come back and turn that off once we've got everything. Well, we've got the copper routed. So we don't need this on the copper anymore. Let's put a second inserter on him until we get that routed. Oh, we don't actually have the copper routed. Close, though. I may want to turn off belt riding at some point. So I can stand on a belt without being flung around. Okay, so let's take a look here. We got our inserters. Got the dual belt mergers. Well, the reason why I do this is that inserters can't actually pack a belt if you put them all in a row, because they'll leave gaps that are too small for another inserter to put an item into. So what you want to do if you want to have a fully packed belt is you do need to use a merger at some point. There, we got another 10 minutes. And I see copper. Iron isn't going to come because we're still boxing it, but I think we're ready to remove the box. There. So now all of our production of iron and copper ingots will go that way. We are producing between 8 and 12 per minute. It'll be 8 per minute steady state. It'll be 12 per minute until we have dealt with the backlog of that. So it's not a bad supply. It's just, starter base levels. If I dug all this out, I know that I can put drills on the other side of there, and I can get a total of 12 around there. I can only get 6 around there, but we can double the copper, and once we could double the iron twice. Technology is going to improve our rates, so we'll be able to get more than this out of this area. So, back to Victor. Lima is now automated. We don't have to come back to Lima for a while. So he wants an assembler and a crank generator on a calcite platform. And then Victor's going to want 2 crank generators and 2 assemblers to eat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do an assembler and 2 power, and then 2 more assemblers. So we'll still have an assembler left when we're done. And let's fix our hotbars. So button 1 is scan, button 2 is mole, 3 is belt, 4, 5, and 6 are inserters, 0 is going to be our box. And my function keys, F1, F2, F3, I'm going to put you on F10, and I'm going to put the research cores on F9. I do need to place the research cores down. I'm just going to start Yeah, let's clear off this area and put our research cores down here. So during early access, the research cores were 2 by 2 by 2 instead of 1 by 1 by 1. So this is actually a good, easy improvement in terms of how much space they take up. There. So let's take a look real quick at what we've got in the way of science unlocks. We have not yet done anything on Victor. So just looking at Lima here. Planters, we can notice on the left where we're supposed to scan that. So planters and threshers get scanned on level 3. We're going to need to dig level 3. So digging level 3 and upgrading Victor are 2 big things. Victor wants a assembler and a crank generator. Well, there's our assembler.
Inbound. Assembler. Power with electricity to produce items with doubled output.
In other words, even though you can handcraft whatever you want, assemblers will double the production of anything your portable tool makes. And we can build 1,000 assemblers, but nobody could ever build another you.
Okay, so we've got 2 ingredients in 2 boxes, and I'll put it in a box. That'll do us for now. This says interact with the crank generator, activate it to generate power, and use the assembler to produce excavator bits. Okay, so excavator bits, they require 4 iron ingots and 2 copper ingots to produce 2 excavator bits. So 25 and I think 50 copper ingots. I'm just going to insert it directly into the machine because the quantities are so low. About 50 iron ingots. And for some reason, I am not, 50 copper ingots. Now this is actually, I'm going to do 24, well, maybe it's going to do 6 reps. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of iron and copper yet, but that'll get some of them done. We're not using the boxes quite yet. We'll be doing things with filter inserters here to keep this guy busy. We'll use him for making anything where we care about the amount of resources we're taking to make it, which is just about everything, actually. I should have used my first assembler to make the other assemblers and such. But we now have the crank generators and the assemblers that Victor wants.
Terminal upgraded. New technologies and recommended tasks available.
You'll need to make Kindlevine stems for this next PT goal breaker. And that means building planters and threshers, with electricity from crank generators to support them. Planters grow Kindlevine, and threshers turn them into stems. You can also thresh those stems a second time to make fiber that your assemblers can turn into frames. Finally, don't get overwhelmed. If you build the machines, interact with them, and keep experimenting with new unlocks on the tech tree, good things will happen. Half the fun is figuring it out.
Local signal deciphered. Ingress AS2013. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
And I already did the triangulation.
Triangulated. New location added to HUD. Mind the voltage.
And that actually goes to the elevator to the next level. So I need to put a drill bit box here and start dumping drill bits into it. We're going to need a total of 25 of them. Now, normally you just build your drill bits and belt them here and take off these lines, but I want to have better control over what I actually use my ingots for. Let's finish up these. We don't need all of the belts in place on these boxes yet, but when we ramp up our production, or we start sending ourselves more ingots from elsewhere, it will be important to be able to sink them in those boxes as quickly as possible. And I have some more grass. Oh, this is a completely full box of grass, and I've got more grass. So we need a extra stuffed box out here. In fact, we're going to need several. Plant matter and limestone. And I'm going to put one more for other junk I don't want to carry with me. What do I not want to carry with me? I don't want these, or that, or either of those, or those. Everything else we can keep with us. So we've got a decipher that'll happen when we've produced 20 excavator bits in the assembler. We've got a decipher when we start producing plant matter frames. Let's peel those down a little bit. First of all, let's acknowledge the ones that are under stored there. So, HA 1976, crafting and placing an unknown number of mining drills and smelters. So when we have expanded our drilling and smelting, that'll trigger off. We don't need to put that up as a thing to remember. PTX1 is making plant matter frames in assembler. We'll be doing that naturally. We don't need that on the list. Processor units we can't make yet, but when we do make them, that will decipher. Producing excavator bits, that's going to happen very shortly. I don't need to have it listed. I never need the NTOs, so now we're just going to track that our big task is to get Victor with a thresher and Kindlevine stems. And that's not going to happen until we have broken through to the next level. And what I really want to do is get it broken through so we can stop here, the same way we stopped before, with us ready to step through to the next level. So 28 meters to go. That's 14 drill tips. Okay, so we are putting in 6 more. So we need to make 8 more drill tips. So tempting to make them manually, but I'll get twice as many drill tips if I do them in the machine. I need to think in terms of doing it all in the machine. Okay, let's count it up. We need 8 more. That's going to be 6, 3 batches, so I need 12 iron ingots and 24 copper ingots. So 12 iron. And 24 copper. There we go. And I'm just going to run these back as they're made because we've got nothing else to do right now. I am the human conveyor belt. I don't know how long it takes for it to use up one of those drill bits. It doesn't seem to be terribly long. And we can just wait for this last one to finish. I think it's actually faster to make them by hand in terms of how fast it triggers off. But again, the double yield from the machine is very important.
Signal deciphered. Ingress RH1979. Report to production terminal radio for triangulation.
RH1979.
Signal triangulated.
Got it.
New location added to HUD. Exceptional dimensions.
So we've got 2 things that have been triangulated. I think they are both on the next floor. Yes, they're both on storage. I think I'm going to cut the recording here. We have enough bits to finish digging through. And I will come back when we are dug through and we are ready to go. I will see you in the next recording.